Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting match in our Ambrosia week today. So far, we have a blue potion in Link's house, and that's all we know.
We were unfortunately getting a little bit of a late start, so we weren't able to see everything. My name is Wallkicks, by the way. I'm joined by Jinx Girl. Hi, Jinx Girl. How are you?
Hello, I am good. Ooh, bombs from Uncle. Oh, we already have a sword. Yeah, same person.
Yes, this is Ambrosia. So for those of you who don't know, Ambrosia is a standard start, sword assured, so you're guaranteed a sword no matter what. Kind of almost an NMG-esque escape. The uncle will give you a hint about the boots. Could be something specific, like it could be in one of the dungeons. It could be very vague, like it could be just in the light world somewhere. And every boss will have a non-dungeon item, meaning they won't have the big key, small key, a map, or compass.
I did not see either runner speak to Uncle.
It's not a matter. The uncle just tells you as he's walking out.
Oh, okay. Then yes, we missed it.
So you guys will be just as surprised as we are once we find the boots. But anyways, let's talk about the teams real quick. Southwest Big Skip, 2-0 last week. Team 63 and 1/3 went 1-1. So for Team 63 and 1/3, this will be an important week, and specifically this matchup to kind of get back on even footing. A lot of teams, just looking at this division, looks like a lot of teams went 1-1. So early on, a lot of things up for grabs.
Yeah, I think it also keeps the tournament really interesting that each week is kind of a different challenge. I think next week is what, Randomizer?
Yes, week 3 is in fact Randomizer. And then every week is something different. So week 4 will be mystery, using a specific set of weights. Week 5 is crossworld key sanity. And then we get into some real fun with week 6 and 7. Week 6 being the spoiler log key sanity, and week 7 being co-op all dungeons. So a lot of fun to be had for this tournament for sure. Both runners are just kind of making their way through escape. Phleck looks like they're slightly ahead, using the pot strats here to kill this ball and chain guard.
Really nice location for that big key placement when he beat the guard. So far, only 2 items in escape.
And I do see both runners have bombs, so I'm guessing that they picked up bombs either on the uncle, maybe on the uncle chest, or in one of these first checks. So don't have to worry about farming for bomb.
Yeah, Uncle gave them 3 bombs.
Oh, and I see we are joined by Speed Gaming 3. Hello, everyone from Speed Gaming 3. We are just getting this match started between carnathfd and phleck. Nice little Ambrosia. So if you've been coming from there watching more Ambrosia, there's going to be a lot of Ambrosia this week. And I feel like I'm going to be saying Ambrosia a lot.
It's a fun word to say, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, it doesn't have, like, actual meaning. I can look this up.
Yeah, I believe it was considered like something like a food of the gods, where it would grant you certain abilities or bring you back from the dead, something like that.
Yeah, I looked it up. It does in fact mean food of the gods. So yeah, this is this the seed of the? I don't know. I'm not even gonna go there. Not even going there.
I only know that because I watched Xena Warrior Princess when I was a youngin, and they had an Ambrosia episode. So
fantastic.
Yeah. It is also a fruit salad that my grandmother used to try and feed me all the time. It was like green with like cottage cheese or something in it. It was terrifying. Like Jello and cottage cheese or something, and marshmallows, I think.
That's a odd salad.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like the word salad is used very loosely in that description.
Just a bit. Probably because it's mainly green, I would imagine.
We can call it a salad. It's fine.
Anyways, these runners working their way through escape. Like I said, with the bombs, they'll be able to check the back of escape. No problems. Don't have to concern themselves with coming back in case there's something important here. I also noticed they both have a decent chunk of rupees, so I imagine they found at least a 300 somewhere.
Well, there's a lamp.
But wait, their stuff was lit up doing this escape sequence. How do they not have on? Yeah, I know. Magic. Zelda lights the way with that shiny brooch of hers.
That's fair.
All right, so Phleck through escape first. I don't know if either of the runners did a map check before they went into escape. So we might be seeing one here. Not sure yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, our restream was a little bit delayed, and our runners were already on the move when we first started. So we're not sure where the boot hint was, and we don't know if there had been a map check yet.
There is some in chat saying that the boot hint was that it was in GT. I'm not sure if they're just messing with us or if that was an actual thing. If it's an actual thing, that's kind of unfortunate.
I think that's just chat, because I've noticed chat saying a lot that the boots are in GT in pretty much every Ambrosia scene that I've watched today.
Fair enough. Yeah, so
I don't think Phleck gave us that lumberjack look. Maybe.
Nope.
No.
Just
wow.
Coming up here to do tree pull and check our bush crab.
Be awfully loose here, sir. I have a little bit of a lisp. I have some things going on dental-wise, so just ignore.
I mean, if they did get a boots hint about the boots being in GT, then there would not be a need to check lumberjack.
That's fair.
So it would lead to credence that maybe it is.
What if all of our sword upgrades are in... What if our sword upgrades are at the top of Ganon's tower and the boots are in like the big chest and you have to come back and beat them? That doesn't make sense. I was just trying to be evil.
I can see
working.
that. But that's okay.
Because then they would have the big key and they could just do the whole thing. Well, there's our moon
Right.
pearl. And mushroom.
Clearly, you put those two together and you're going to get something nice.
And flippers?
Well, that just makes turning in the mushroom really simple now.
Yeah.
I wonder if either runner will consider just save scumming it in case it's nothing.
I do enjoy a good save scum.
Ooh, a Master Sword. Alright. Ready for this? Galaxy Brain. Skip everything else, go straight to Aga. You already have Moon Pearl. You've already got your Master Sword. You've got the lamp. Clearly, this is straight to Aga. Chat actually giving me an idea about potentially checking VOD to see if we can get a nice boots hint. So hopefully I will know here in a second.
Sick kid not having anything good today.
Oh! The boots are in fact in Ganon's Tower today.
Oh wow, seriously?
Yeah, so chat not making that up. Boots are in GT today.
Wow, we're already on Tempered Sword though, so at least that's nice.
Tempered Sword would make an Aga climb pretty easy, and it looks like phleck just gonna blind check the race game. Can save a little time if there's something there. If there's nothing there, it's a slight time loss, but I think overall it's the better play, even though I'm not the one that does it. Hey, we got a map check.
Green Pendant, Desert, and Crystals on Hera and Eastern Palace.
Hooray. All right, on to South Shore. So both runners taking pretty much a conventional start. After doing standard, you head over to Kakariko. Once you're done with Kakariko, you kind of take stock of your inventory, thinking, okay, well, I can't do Eastern, I can't go up the mountain. Might as well do the South Shore, even though clearly the play is Aga.
100%. Bold choice or phleck skipping the dam.
Yeah, I've noticed more runners kind of taking this approach because they'll put the dam in with Agina's Cave. We get okay.
Wow. Wow.
We got hookshot and hammer in consecutive checks. It's pretty nice. Further leads to the idea that, hey, maybe this is an Agaseed, because usually in Agaseed you get flippers and hookshot to kind of give yourself West Darkworld access. Although now with a glove, that kind of takes that away.
That was something. Looks like just our shovel from the dam. See what our friendly hobo has for us today.
Is he friendly?
He probably gives you something. He's pretty nice, I think.
I mean, what if he were to give me like a single rupee?
I mean, that's $1 more than you had before.
That's true. All right. The hobo is in fact our friend. And Phleck gonna take this all the way over to Ice Rod Cave. A nice little routing, because you're able to get in hobo and then kind of route this in. I think it's a little quicker than just doing Ice Rod Cave first and then kind of swimming over to hobo.
Is it a ghost cat? I'm not sure what his sprite is.
It's not one I am familiar with, so I can get on board with a ghost cat.
I mean, it's definitely floating.
It's definitely happy. You see that smile?
It is. Like the swimming, it's very happy in the water.
Well, then it's clearly not a cat.
Cat boo. I like that, Walter. We can go with a cat boo.
Pretty sure cats hate water.
I had a cat that used to love swimming, so you are wrong, sir.
We will argue this later. On to Waterfall Ferry. Nothing there, but we do have Aga money, which is nice. So not Aga money. Wow. We have Zora money. Aga money. Who needs Aga money? What are we paying Aga for, Jinxie?
I mean, there are times when I would pay Aga off for, access to his portal. This, no matter what I say, it's just going to come out really bad. So I'm going to stop laughing.
I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, what does Zora have for us today?
Just the validation arrow on our Zora ledge. Blue boomerang, okay.
Oh, it's the worst of the two boomerangs.
False, sir. That is the second false thing you've said today.
I mean, I can fake flipper with the red meringue. I can't fake flipper with the blue meringue.
They already have flippers. They don't need to fake flipper. Get out of here with your crazy logic.
All right, Phleck now going down. Gonna do the dam. Probably loop this in with Agina.
That's nice. Round out all of your kind of light world checks here, then probably head over to the eastern area.
Yeah, I mean, on both of these runners' minds are probably thinking, you know, okay, this is potentially an Agaseed, but at the same time, I'm only one item away from this not being an Agaseed. And so, do I want to risk, maybe take the chance and get a little bit of an lead on my opponent, or do I want to play it safe, full clear, hoping that it's not actually an Agaseed?
Yeah, and in this case, the flute could even negate the Aga requirement because that would give us access to Death Mountain as well. You know, as 7, 8 checks plus Hera. You know, because we have that hook shot and the hammer. So I definitely think I would check all of my overworld before committing to Aga. I don't think Phleck's going to.
I was going to say, I think Phleck might be making the play. I think Phleck might be doing Aga. Because obviously with Ambrosia, you've done everything in the castle, so this is definitely an Aga play by Phleck over here.
Yeah, this is interesting. There's still 3 checks at Zahashala. You have checks in Eastern, Agina. I feel like there's a good bit of checks you could make before committing to Aga, but hey, go for it.
I mean, the one thing about doing Eastern Palace, because this is Ambrosia, unless Carnath finds the bow over here, guaranteed to be leaving one item. Because there's going to be an item on the boss, so Eastern at this point is essentially a 2-item dungeon check.
This is true.
Well, that's a blue cane.
Just Verna in Zahashala.
Not bad. But yeah, the runners also have the shovel. I don't think either runner checked the shovel. Mushroom. I don't think either runners turned in the mushroom. And as you said, we have Agina's Cave, so there's still some checks to be had. Phleck, though, just gambling that this is an Agaseed and is going to find gloves in the Dark World.
I mean, it's not a bad play.
And who knows, it might help in the grand scheme of things. I don't know how, but maybe it'll help if it's not an Agaseed. I'll get back to this thought later.
I mean, nothing's a bad play until it is.
I agree with that question mark? Trademark? I don't know.
Trademark.
Trademark. Who needs to worry about things like making good or bad plays when you can just trademark everything? We're going. Right. We're going. We're moving. Phleck putting the Tempered Sword to good use, making quick work of these red guards.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't make Aga Tower quite as gross when you can roll up it with the Tempered Sword. There's our big key in Eastern. So far, no items, though.
Yeah, but with the 5 hearts and green mill, you know, you can find yourself losing health quickly, especially in this room right here. Gotta be really careful. Okay, we're fine.
See, I like Romer's ideology there. There are no bad plays, just wrong ones.
See, that's an idea I can get behind. I like that. There are no bad plays, just, you know, you make the wrong play. All right. What are we seeing now? Oh, we find a bow in Eastern Palace.
Nice.
Really, game?
I like it. I've noticed with the progressive bow, you have more of a chance of finding it there.
And a flute. What is this?
Told you you needed to look for that flute. That can negate Aga.
That's insane. So Carnath is definitely going to be putting off Aga if this is an Agaseed for a while. And Carnath also rightfully recognizing that as Ambrosia, with those 2 items, knows that the vanilla big key chest is nothing and it can go straight to the boss.
Yeah, that just opened up a whole lot more checks for Karna to put off doing that Aga play. I mean, later on in the game, having that portal open might be a little easier for Phleck, especially if we have something in our Pyramid Fairy, perhaps. But I don't know if it would necessarily negate the time of not having to do Aga at all.
Yeah, and without a bow, you know, Fleck's gonna have not a whole lot of reason to even go into Eastern Palace, so Karnath really making a strong play right here. Aga 1 is down. It did not count the number of blue balls. I'm sorry, chat.
And that's first blood for Karnath at 21 minutes. Oh, Fleck almost forgetting to check the pyramid there. Just 50 rupees.
I think Fleck checked it and then looked at their own rupee account and was like, oh, I don't have the money for pod. And then decided, oh, those 50 rupees were nice, so gonna take this money. Well, could actually be heading south with the hammer.
Yeah, maybe
no, we're going.
a...
Oop. He's faking me out. Jinxie, he's faking me
Yeah,
out.
I don't know what's happening here. Well, he does have a cat sprite, so you kind of never know what they're gonna do.
But taking the hammer, ow, taking 3 hearts of damage along the way, and checking out Hype Cave.
I like this play because most often when you have an aggro required siege, you find a glove right here in Hype Cave.
Well, we're about to find out.
Just a heart off the shovel. Or a fire rod. An ether.
Alright, that's pretty good. I don't think Fleck has done a map check yet. So we're not sure, depending on how our pendants lay out, that either of those will be required, but we'll see momentarily. I'm sure. When someone does a map check. Fleck, this was your time to do a map check, buddy.
Give you the perfect
you're missing,
opportunity.
You're missing the script here, dude. Karnath, by the way, activating the flute. Gonna take that straight up the mountain.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of things to check up there. Old man is in logic because we do have that lamp, even though we don't have that glove. We have Spectacle Rock. Oh, Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave. We can get a look at Floating Island. All kinds of things.
But first, Mushroom.
Oh, I think just 20 rupees on our dig game.
Yeah, a little surprised Flick didn't choose to like stay a little bit longer, maybe farm up a couple more rupees to get to that 110 in case they wanted to go do pod. So my guess is they're gonna just jump back in this portal and go to West Dark World, Village of Outcasts, Skull Woods. Seems to be the most logical play for them.
Yeah, we can full clear Skull Woods here, at least, as well as Thieves Town.
Yeah, so for Fleck, this is a solid play and one that makes sense for them. Gonna be isolating Catfish though, because you do need a glove for Catfish. So Catfish is gonna be pretty isolated in this instance. To answer chat, in Ambrosia, which is the mode that we are playing this week for the league, the uncle at the start of the game gives you a hint about where the boots are, and in this case, he said the boots are in Ganon's tower, so neither runner are going to be getting those for probably ever.
Yeah, definitely going to be quite a while.
That Hinox on Flex side, not happy with his life, threw the bomb into the water, so hopefully that Hinox is able to, cheer up a little bit.
There's a bottle up on Spec Rock.
And a mail upgrade on Bumper Cave. Alright, got
There's
our
our
map
map
check. Pendants at Skullwoods and Mire, 5-6 at TR and Pod.
Now we're gonna get our first look at Paradox Cave. As Phleck is gonna give us a look at Dark Kakariko.
Yeah, a little surprised Fleck didn't just go straight into Skullwoods upon learning that. Well, it's a pendant, so. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Ooh, there's Bombos on Carnath's side. So this route's gonna end up nicely. Ooh, there's they
Oh my god!
simultaneous gloves. Fleck finds one glove in the brewery. Carnath finds the other one in Paradox Cave.
That's fun.
So that's, I mean, that's kind of good news for Fleck a little bit. You know, Fleck does have everything they need to go up the mountain at this point and get that other glove, but once Fleck sees that glove, they'll know, oh, I didn't need to do Aga at all this seed.
We have the magic powder up on Floating Island.
That's a little interesting. That's going to be a little bit out of the way for our runners to pick up, knowing that we'll need the lamp for that at least.
Oh, Big Key is down in the basement, but we did find one item. So, no hair pup.
This would actually be a perfect opportunity to Harapot, knowing that you already have one item and the last one's on the boss.
Oh, absolutely.
This would have been ideal, just to Harapot straight to the boss.
Fleck not continuing in Thieves' Town. No, must have just died. Okay. Didn't look like we found anything interesting as of yet.
Nothing yet. I think Fleck maybe was a little low on health and said, okay, I'll just take the Death Orb as opposed to trying to work through this dungeon with low hearts, although it did take another hit, so already down to 3 hearts.
Yeah, Dark World on green mail early on, low percent is gross.
I'm sure we'll see a lot of it once we get into like the spoiler Key Sanity week.
Oh, for sure.
I think I had a practice seed with one of those, and think by the time I was done, I finished with 8 hearts green mail.
Gross.
That was a thing. Carnath working their way back up to go to the top of Harrow, while Fleck continues to do the back of Thieves' Town. So, you know, so far, you know, we've gotten a fair bit. It looks like Carnath has a little bit of a lead with that bow and flute in Eastern Palace, but still a lot of times still could get something really trolly. Looking at you, Turtle Rock. Our boots in today, the boots are in Ganon's Tower, so no, don't bother with those.
Carnath.
Well, oh, Carnath took a fall as Fleck took a death.
Yeah, unfortunately, Carnath forgetting that there's only 2 items in Hera found one, so the last one's got to be on the boss.
Oh yeah, that is definitely a little unfortunate, but not a big time loss. Fleck taking the death up in the attic at least bombed the attic, so won't need to come up there again. Can actually go to the basement now, pick up blind, and take blind to the appropriate room to fight.
Gambit Sword Moldorm shouldn't be a problem. I say shouldn't.
As I say, it shouldn't being the operative word there.
But, you know, Troldorm gonna troll.
Not this time, though, for Carnath, getting it, taking care of it pretty nicely. And a heart piece for their trouble.
And Tower of Hera is empty today, but that does give Carnath his second crystal.
With the equipment in hand, I'd be surprised. I mean, you know, he hasn't done a Dark World map check yet, so yeah, I was gonna say, I was thinking maybe if you had done a Dark World map check, you do pod, but not knowing what your pendants and crystals are, I'm not surprised that they're choosing to do Village of Outcasts first. Ooh, there's a
Did
cape.
Carnath skip Spiral Cave?
Maybe.
I believe he did.
Well, let's hope there's nothing there today.
So far, just a cape in Thieves Town, but we do have an item on blind.
The cape does make Bumper Cave available. We know it's just a mail upgrade, but it also makes Spike Cave available. And actually, I'm a little surprised Carnath didn't also do Spike Cave, because they've got their
Yeah, he has
Burna.
Burna. So just one item here in Skullwoods. The other will be on Mothula, which Carnath cannot get to. He has not received his Fire Rod from Hype Cave.
Phleck, meanwhile, putting the cape to good use. Got a little bit off script. Said, you know what? I'm not going to worry about taking damage. Put on that cape. Takes down blind. Gets their first crystal and a nice shield for their efforts, because everyone knows shields are just the best thing.
Agree.
It hurt me to say that.
I know it did.
I am very anti-shield.
Skullwood's just being like completely atrocious today.
Yeah, these are the kind of decisions that, you know, are more tough to make in Ambrosia, because in dungeons like Desert, Skullwoods, and Hera, you know, one of the items is guaranteed to be on the boss. So, you know, if you're dipping a dungeon and you can't complete it, you're really only going in there for one item. And so in Ambrosia, you have to kind of make the decision, okay, do I risk, you know, is this one item worth it? And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Carnath kind of took a little bit of that risk in Eastern, where there were two items that they could get to, and those two items happened to be a bow and a flute.
You know what's also interesting is Phleck coming up to the mountain now is going to end up getting his Titan's Mitts out of Paradox. So he's going to be able to check Dark Death Mountain as well.
Yeah, and so that could be a little bit of an advantage for Phleck, and something I think Phleck is going to need here in this instance, because they don't have their bow or flute. So will be interesting to see if anything comes up here and could really change how this race is going so far.
Yeah, because Carnath already making that play up to Death Mountain. I feel like he's going to put going up to Dark Death Mountain off a little bit longer than what Phleck is going to. So if there's something like, I don't know, the Mirror or Samaria up there, it could be big for Phleck. It could help make up that time he spent doing Aga.
Yeah, because Carnath is going to get, their Titan's Mitts, their Fire Rod down here, and they're going to have Pod and Ice Palace fully clearable to them. So, yeah, the idea of having something on Dark Death Mountain, like you said, could be an advantage for Phleck. And so, if you're cheering for Phleck, I think you're going to kind of hope to see something like you said, like a mirror or the Cane of Samaria up here. To answer chat, Phleck kind of took the early game hints about Aga and did Aga. Carnath was a little more thorough in their checks and was rewarded and learned that this wasn't an actual Aga seed. Also, there's 2 medallions already in play, so it's not looking like the medallions are going to be what hold up our runners in this seed. Unless Quake is just somewhere rude, and Quake is necessary.
Wonder if Phleck is going to give us a look at Spiral Cave.
Without the mirror, it's kind of hard to route. I mean, this can be a little difficult to route this Death Mountain in without a mirror. Look, Phleck looking like they're going to go up, do Hera first, which is the right play. And then it'll kind of see, do you jump down and check Spy Cave? Do you work your way east? Oh, well, okay. No, Phleck was just checking that, the floating island. But yeah, like I said, it's either, you work your way east after Hera and then do Dark Death Mountain, or do you jump south, Spy Cave, save and quit, and go from there?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different ways you can route this. And Spike Cave is so often just crap, too. And Speed Gaming is rating with a party of 191. Welcome, everyone. Ooh, Phleck having some unfortunate timing there with his coffee break. So yeah, just to recap for our new arrivals here, we have Carnath versus Phleck. This is an Ambrosia seed, week 2. I do realize that the team names are mixed up. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that, being Wallkicks and I. So our hint from Uncle was that our boots are in Ganon's tower. Phleck went ahead and did Aga 1. Wasn't really required because we did have our flute over in Eastern Palace, as well as our bow where we found our first glove in Paradox Cave, but is making a lot of really good progress. Found another glove over in Dark Kakariko, so now is working with those Titan's Mitts. Going to be able to check a lot more of Death Mountain than Carnath was able to. Carnath going ahead and finishing Thieves Town here, which he's not really going to get much. We did see Phleck already clear this out, so going to pick up his cape, go on to defeat Blind, and Phleck is going to finish up Hera, which doesn't have anything either, but it is a crystal for both of them.
Yeah, so both runners at this moment probably actually feeling pretty good about themselves. Phleck I talked earlier about, once Phleck sees the Titan's Mitts, it's gonna think, oh man, this was an Agaseed. But Phleck still doesn't have that knowledge about the flute being in Eastern Palace, and so for all Phleck knows at this point, they made the right play.
Yeah, and routing wise, it seems to have worked out in his favor. He's going to have a lot more checks that he can do as opposed to Carnath here. Although Carnath is going to be able to go over and check the Mire area, even though Mire is a pendant, that does give us access to Green Pendant Desert as well as some other checks there that Phleck is not going to be able to do right away.
Carnath also putting that cape to use, so both runners not having too much trouble with blind today. Nice simultaneous crystal holds. That's 2 for Phleck and 3 for Carnath.
Yeah, Carnath gotta feel good having 3 pendants or 3 crystals down at 40 minutes in.
And knowing that he can full clear a 4th in Palace of Darkness with the hammer and bow.
Yeah. There's our spiral check. There are Titan's Mitts for Carnath. He's also going to be able to do the Smith sequence, not very nicely, just because we don't have that mirror yet, but it is something he could do should he so choose.
I don't know, I feel like I'd be a little hesitant in this situation to do the Smith check right now, just because I've got 2 dungeons at this point that I can full clear. And so grabbing the Smith now would just be kind of delaying that. But we're seeing Carnath do one portion of this quote-unquote Smith chain, and that's hammer pegs. So it could be something here. Turned out to be nothing. And I don't think there was anything in Spiral Cave as well. I think they were both just heart pieces.
$300.
$300, same thing.
I mean, I'd be happy if I found $300 hanging out in a cave.
I mean, if you tell me I can just explore random caves, if I have to find $300, point me to the direction of caves, please.
Right. Carnath getting that unfortunate news that it is just $20 on the dig game.
Ooh, there's a nice rod.
Oh, and half magic.
So that's not going to be the ice rod that trolls us. Man, this is starting out pretty nice so far. Well, I say starting, we're almost 45 minutes into this.
Let's see what Hookshot Cave has for us. Yeah, Carnath is going to go ahead and do the Smith chain. There's Samaria.
And so this is going to be a little bit unfortunate for Phleck. Phleck did not take the portal on top of Turtle Rock. They took the portal at the bottom of Death Mountain. They're not going to be able to actually open up TR and actually do TR in case it's one of our medallions that we have. And it's Bombos.
That's very interesting. Phleck can finish Turtle Rock right now because did get that ice rod from Super Bunny.
Yep. TR is now full clearable. So really, we're looking for a mirror, and we're basically in go mode combined, because we know the boots are in Ganon Sour, so it's not going to be the boots that stop us this seed.
I think Phleck's going for TR.
I think for Phleck, this is a smart play. Oh, dead rocked. That's unfortunate.
I mean, finding that ice rod that is a really nice find because the only place Ice Rod can't be is on Trinix. So that already takes out a lot of the hunt for his go mode, because right now he's only going to be looking for that mirror, and we know it's not going to be in Swamp Palace. So that's one dungeon he's going to be able to go mode.
Yeah, so really this is going to come down to, who finds the mirror. And, one thing, Phleck's got to be careful. Phleck's down to 1 heart. This would be really bad if Phleck were to take a death right here. Oh, but gets through, no problem. Still not out of it, though. Okay, we're fine. Oh! Okay, we're fine.
I think so.
Don't worry, everybody. We're good.
Carnath choosing to walk instead of using that flute. There you go, buddy. So Phleck might have actually saved time doing Ago 1.
Well, we'll see. Something that Phleck, I think, needs to have happen is they've got to kind of find the other bow. Because at this point, there's no reason for Phleck to head over to the pod eastern area. So I think if you're wanting to see Phleck win this race, you're going to kind of think, okay, hopefully there's a bow also here in Turtle Rock, because I think I suspect the mirror might be in here.
Yeah, I feel like the mirror is going to be here as well. This early access into TR definitely leads me to think like, hey, TR is going to be pretty big.
Another thing that could hurt Phleck is if that mirror is on Laser Bridge.
I mean, pretty much everything.
Or not Laser. I said Laser Bridge. I meant Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
Don't mind my words.
Well, I mean, everything, like the Turtle Rock starter kit was all up on the mountain. We had Bombos and a Glove in Paradox Cave, Samaria in Hookshot Cave, kind of everything was like, go ahead, do it. Well, the mirror could be in Pod.
It could be in Pod. There's really a lot of places. Like, I'm sitting here speculating that it's here in Turtle Rock. I'm doing that for the sake of I want to see a good race. The reality is it could be, it could be on Pedestal for all we know.
Yeah, well, we are in mirror go mode, Chimo. Phleck does need to find that bow in Eastern Palace, but all we need to know is where the mirror is, and then we officially know everything. Like, I claim to anyway.
I mean, you do know everything.
There. Finally.
For those of you who doubt Jinxie, don't, because Jinxie knows all.
I do. And Pod is not bow locked. That is going to be some unfortunate news for Phleck. He actually needed that to be bow locked so he could mirror out and hopefully go to Eastern. Not do any potion shenanigans.
Well, we'll see. We could still have some bow lock potential here if there are 2 small keys on the bow lock side. Some of the enemies here in Pod being a little rude to Carnath. Poor Carnath.
William Shatner smells like heaven. That was a question in chat. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that I've had the opportunity to smell William Shatner at this point.
So anyways, moving right along.
So it looks like our Binky might actually be on the Bollock side. Might not be, but it could be.
We'll see. We'll find out.
I missed what was in the lava chest.
It was just a piece of heart.
Womp womp.
Womp womp indeed. Phleck's gonna have to
The
be...
answer is not ham. Answer is not ham. Smells like hopes and dreams. Thank you.
Phleck's gonna have to be a little careful. Down to just 3 hearts here.
Yeah, Phleck is making me really nervous. He's been kind of playing really loose with his life so far in this game.
It's just it's the low heart race. You know, getting that practice in for the Key Sanity spoiler.
Another heart piece.
How many heart pieces does it take? Oh, there's a death. Luckily, they just taken the door right there from the big key chest, or from the big chest, so not losing a lot of time there. Yeah, and I'm thinking, how many heart pieces has Phleck picked up to not get a refill?
Right?
I mean, you would think at some point one of these heart pieces have to get a refill. I mean, there's only 4 before you get one.
Okay, what is in our crystal roller room? Just a key.
It had to be a small key. I could have told you that.
Shh.
Jinxie's
Watching
right. Don't
pod
worry.
as well. I got this.
Phleck
Oh
trying
my
everyone's-
gosh, Phleck.
Phleck trying everyone's favorite strat of losing health before starting this room.
Dude. Put on... Oh.
Just
Put on your hook shot. Stop playing.
it's gonna hit.
Stop.
Yeah,
Mm. I missed what was in the basement of Pod because I was too busy
same here.
clenched up about Turtle Rock. There's our big key. Well, I didn't see the mirror light up, so definitely not the mirror down there in the basement.
Phleck taking another
Phleck,
death.
my man!
Hopefully these deaths aren't tilting Phleck, and just take a quick breath. Kind of focus yourself again. You got this. You got this, Phleck. Carnath setting up a death warp. There's still no mirror.
So our last item will be on Trinex. Nope. Helmosaur. And
I
there
mean,
is a
you're
lot
not
of
wrong.
on
There's going to
Trinex.
be an
I
item.
wasn't
was-
wrong
yeah,
there.
no, exactly. You're fine. Phleck putting the iframes with using the hookshot to good use to avoid taking damage from the fire bars. Meanwhile, Carnath choosing not. Oh, seems like a okay. Well, I was gonna say death warp, but that wasn't a death warp.
Oh my.
Meanwhile,
That wasn't even a heart rate. What is this?
Phleck's gonna have to be okay. Yeah, Phleck's pulling out the cape. So still's got to be a little careful, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, he got this.
Carnath eventually took a death, so we'll call it a death warp now.
You have the cape. You don't have to be a hero.
Just doing it for chat. This is the hero we need right now.
That's fair.
Ow. That hero got sniped.
Yeah. But that is all of our items available up to Trinex.
There's still a chest. Unless... Oh, nope, that chest is going to have the compass. Just kidding.
Yep.
Jinxie, once again, proving to be right.
Don't get that chest. You've already found 4 items.
Alright, so Gonna be a little tense here for Phleck doing this on 2 hearts.
Oh my gosh.
We're fine.
My heart can't take this.
Everything is fine. 3 heart Trinex, let's go. Meanwhile, Carnath working their way through the back of Pod. A little more health, a little bit easier.
No bow so far in Pod either, so Phleck isn't going to get bailed out there.
Oh no.
Oh, to the face. That's so unfortunate.
Phleck, you've had a blue potion this whole time, buddy.
Are you serious?
I just saw it on the menu. Meanwhile, Carnath suddenly down to 3 hearts. We're just gonna low percent these bosses today.
You should have a blue potion too then.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Phleck has decided to... Oh, I was gonna say try 1 heart Trinex, but unfortunately takes another death. But Carnath does take down Halmasar King. And just bombs for their troubles.
Wow,
but
Podwood's
that is
empty
crystal
as
number
well.
4. Yep. So now the question becomes, what's next? Carnath has the ability to full clear Ice Palace, and may choose to do that. Still has obviously Dark Death Mountain, which is where everything that you need for Turtle Rock lies. But instead, we're going on a walking adventure. This could be a Pyramid Catfish play.
More than likely.
All right, Phleck back with a lot more health this time. Let's see it.
Oh, okay, you're good. We have not seen catfish from Phleck.
All right, Phleck takes down Trinex. Nicely done there.
First try.
And it's the
The
mirror.
mirror! Totally worth it.
All right, so that's no mode for us. Carnath obviously at this point just needs to go up to Dark Death Mountain. Phleck's got a Galaxy Brain, a bow in Eastern Palace, or just happen to find bow number 2. Unfortunately, one of the side effects with that mirror and doing AGA 1, if you save and quit the Dark World, you are starting in the Dark World. And Phleck is just going to continue to follow the item chain, taking this over to Swamp Palace. Unless our second bow is in here, this isn't good for Phleck, because this is something that Carnath is going to be able to go mode.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
What is Carnath doing? Is Carnath going to finish Skullwoods? Carnath is going to go check Bumper Cave. You're going to see the mail upgrade there.
I mean, not a terrible idea.
All right, so if you're hoping for phleck at this point, this is where you want to see a bow. First chest, right here. Let's make it happen. I'm using my force powers. That didn't work. All right, well, rip my dream.
I could have told you it wasn't there.
Why didn't you?
Because I wanted to see him check it first. I wanted to watch your soul crush in live time.
Sadness. Carnath, heading over to Agina's cave. Gonna be checking out. I don't think there was anything here. I guess it
Phleck
was
did
Phleck
not
that
check
checked this.
Agina.
I feel like someone checked Agina. Oh, there's a green potion. Apparently not. Just kidding.
Yet again, you still argue with me, sir. It's like you can't help yourself.
I'm just someone's got to play the role of the not smart person, and that's going to be me today.
Oh, stop it.
All right, Carnath heading over to Ice Palace. A logical play for Carnath. You got the ability to full clear it. Obviously, they don't know that their starter kit for Turtle Rock is just right there next to Turtle Rock. Looks like they're going to be picking up some extra bombs. So not a bad choice.
I am a big fan of safeties.
Meanwhile, Phleck gonna do left side swamp first.
That's
before
an
going to the
interesting
back.
play, since he technically only needs one more item for go mode.
Yeah, normally in this situation, I would recommend going to the back first. Because again, you're essentially one item from go mode. So, a little bit, maybe a bit of a time loss if assuming that your go mode would be in the back of swamp. But if our second bow is here on left side swamp, I mean, galaxy brain.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing.
And it would also mean Phleck is a high chance of getting silvers if, we get a bow in here. Swamp Palace is always it always takes away health. You go in there with full health and then all of a sudden you find yourself halfway down. You're like, what happened here?
Right. There's our big key.
Nice vanilla big key. So I think after Ice Palace for Carnath, they're looking at the Mire area and Dark Death Mountain. Because I don't think there's anything else available to Carnath. Just because the bow, or not the bow, the mirror at this point actually locks a lot. Oh, that book is not fun. That's not something Phleck wanted to see. Seven Time, I'm sorry, I didn't laugh at your joke. I apologize. It was good. Definitely good. The hint for this seed for boots were Ganon's Tower. So, don't need to worry about that. Phleck finally getting that fourth heart piece. So as we check more things, still no bow. This is, maybe a little bit of a gripe I have with progressive bows in that it always seems like, okay, you can get one bow, but that second bow is just going to be like sitting in GT. That's my gripe. That's all I had to say on that. Phleck, by the way, already on to Argus. This will be crystal number 4 for them. Taking it safe, just using the temper sword spins, making it easy, but no bow here in Swamp Palace for Phleck, so it's going to be a little bit of a time loss as this is something that Carnath will be able to go mode.
Looks like Phleck is gonna go and head right over to Ice Palace.
Which is fair. And then, if you're rooting for Phleck, hopefully, you're thinking, okay, he needs to do Pod Eastern next. Preferably Eastern first, because that's where the bow is, but we'll likely do Pod first. Chat is coming in hot with these jokes, by the way. Chat, you're awesome.
For sure.
Wasn't able to focus on Carnath a whole lot. I imagine we didn't find anything of value here in Ice Palace yet.
No, nothing exciting at all.
So while we're waiting for our runners to get their Go Mode items, I'm going to take this time and give them a shout out. If you haven't given them a follow before, please give them a follow. These guys are putting on a really good show. This has actually been a really close race with some interesting divergence. Neither runner has, really stepped over the other. I mean, they're both here in Ice Palace, and this is really the first time we've kind of seen them converge since Phleck chose to gamble Aga 1. So this has been an interesting race to watch and for both of these runners.
Yeah, and for the longest time it was so low percent. So Ice Palace is empty as well.
So Jinxie, where do you think this last bow is?
Probably in one of the bootlock locations like Von Grox or King's Tomb.
That would be ugly.
I mean, Phleck could get lucky and it could be on like the Bombos tablet, which he could check right after this.
Alright, where is Carnath heading? This is going to be a Mire area. This could be unfortunate, especially if you can get into Mire. And it's Bombos, so Carnath we could be looking at a Mire dip here from Carnath.
I feel like I would do Dark Death before I would do Pendant Mire.
And I think that's exactly what. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Carnath is doing. Yep.
Yeah, I ugh.
So Carnath making the right call here.
Yeah, as long as Carnath goes right into T-Rock after this, he's gonna be in go mode.
And this is going to help Carnath because they are choosing to do to open the portal from Turtle Rock. Thought for a second that they were going to take the portal there at the south of Death Mountain, but choosing the right portal in this will actually be a big time save for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, but first, got to do that Spiral Cave check that we didn't do earlier. So put what I said on hold, because this could just be going right back into the portal from the south. Nope, we're good. Carnath, gonna be smart. Gonna take the Turtle Rock portal. So at this point, the clock is going to be ticking for Phleck. Carnath is going to hit go mode the moment they finish Turtle Rock, and is at that point Phleck has got to go head into Eastern. We have seen no sign of a second bow so far. And thinking about it, I mean, this could actually be really close for Phleck, because if Phleck chooses to go Pod Eastern right now, they'll hit go mode, and with 5 crystals already in hand, he'll only have to do Pod and Eastern. Carnath will have to come down. Ooh, that's not good, Phleck. You weren't quite at the top there, buddy.
Oh no. I also think that it would be a good play just because you're gonna want to go kind of check out these crystals before you start going crazy and dig in pendants.
Agreed. And so what happened to Phleck there is, if you're up at the very top of the boss room, when the ice drops, it's actually not gonna. It'll disintegrate instantly. Of course, I think it still hits you if it lands right on top of you. And unfortunately, it just kind of fell right on Phleck, and in green mail, still does 2 hearts of damage.
Does he still have that bottle?
I think so. I'm fairly certain this bottle is just going to sit here. Yeah, and this is going to be a multiple minute time loss for Phleck, and will give Carnath probably a decent lead at this point.
Nice bomb jump there, Phleck.
Yep, Phleck's still rocking that blue potion. Sometimes it's just a matter of principle. Sometimes it's just like, man, I don't want to use that potion at all, this seed.
Potions for chumps. I'm a chump. I use potions like it is the elixir of life, brother.
You know, you buy potions, use them, you know. If you have a potion, it's there to be used. Alright, so Phleck coming in, gonna be taking that second attempt on Cold Stare. Meanwhile, Carnath slowly walking their way to their Go Mode mirror on Trinex. Carnath, by the way, also still has that blue potion. Neither runner has used their blue potion. Nicely done there by Phleck. So that is now 5 crystals apiece. Still a close race. Meanwhile, Carnath is sitting at 2 hearts. Why are we doing this? Oh, okay, there's a heart refill. And yeah, Carnath has really been using that cape to good use. It's been, as chat mentioned, getting out of some hairy situations. So good on Carnath's side right there. All right, Phleck, looks like they're headed in the right direction. This is going to be probably a pod play, which isn't the answer, but the mirror to Eastern will be.
Ooh, what if there's a bow and mimic cave?
Well, then neither runner's getting that.
Right.
That would just be really unfortunate. Phleck's going to start with Sahashala. Phleck hasn't even been to the eastern area. That's like this would feel bad, really bad for Phleck if there's a bow like right here. I mean, obviously we know the bow is an eastern, so it's a sphere 1 bow. But if it's right here, this would honestly feel worse. I'm just going to point out that Carnath's menu has none of the items on the far right. I'm pretty sure every item on the far left is accounted for on Carnath's side, but the far right is barren. Oh, and Phleck's making the play into Eastern first. This is
Definitely a
going to
good call.
be great news. And we have a race with this. I still think he's going to be a little bit behind Carnath, because Carnath is going to hit go mode here momentarily and just go straight to Swamp. But Phleck's not going to be too far behind. This race isn't over. Do you remember where the
No, this is
big key
exciting.
was to pod? Do you remember where the big key was to pod? I think it was in the back.
It was in the back, yes.
Harmless Hellway. That's where it was.
And two, I think Go Mode Pod is significantly faster than Go Mode Eastern anyway. So it does make sense for him to do this first, hoping to find a bow. Because so often there is a bow in Eastern.
So Phleck here, about to hit Go Mode. And Phleck's going to actually be the first one of our runners in Go Mode. Ooh, and there's some slashes. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate there. Meanwhile, Carnath going to keep the cape going. Good on him. And he's going to hit Go Mode about, what, 15 or so seconds after Phleck? So we have near simultaneous Go Modes. Phleck's got to finish Eastern and Pod. Carnath has to go down and Go Mode Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and with where that big key is, I feel like Carnath might be headed to Ganon's Tower first. Where the pod big key is.
Yeah, unfortunately, Carnath, you can't mirror right there. There's a big rock in your way.
But I do think this race is going to be really close. It could come down to Ganon's Tower routing.
Oh, absolutely agreed. And then just execution up the gauntlet. Maybe one of our runners find the boots. Phleck having a little trouble here with this armor snipe fight. Got hit right at the start as they were setting up the quick kill.
Gotta be careful with those arrows. You're finishing them off with sword strats, but takes care of it.
But that is going to present with another challenge for Phleck, because Phleck is going to probably be heading up to Ganon's Tower with not many arrows.
You could pick up a few in Pod.
I mean, even then, it's still going to be a little difficult. So there's, what, 10 arrows in the back Mimic room and 5 in the front one?
There's 10 over on the both side hellway. Because he's gonna go over there checking for the big key.
That's true.
Unless he galaxy brains it and goes straight to the bag.
We'll find out. I mean, he made one galaxy brain play by doing Eastern before Pod, so could be looking at 2 right here. Yes, to answer chat, I believe all races are 100% inventory. Is he just going to go straight to the back? No, this is just normal routing. Don't mind me. Oh my god, he's just going straight to the back. Okay.
Oh, wow.
What? Buddy.
I love that. Oh my god.
Buddy. This is a thing, dude.
Nice. This is a race. Is what this is. Was there a small key?
There's got to be at least one. I think these are both going to be small keys. Well, just kidding. There's got to be at least one. Yeah.
Okay, he'll be okay. Still gonna have to pick up another small key, but he's gonna feel good. No! No!
Where are we going? No, why are we doing this?
Oh,
you
no!
almost had this perfect, Phleck. You almost had this perfect, buddy.
How do my hopes and dreams taste, Phleck? Do they taste delicious?
Yeah, this is definitely like, this was some odd routing choices for sure. And now he's gonna go to. It was almost so good. It was almost the galaxy brain. Meanwhile, on Carnath's side, not even really checking. You're gonna check this chest right here because it's close, but other than that, not really checking any chests. Going straight to Argus to get their 7th crystal, and then we're gonna do that big key guessing game that so many people seem to like, that I can never win.
Don't feel bad. I can't win either, and
Speaking of winners, I just used the wrong button for push to talk for like a paragraph.
So what you're saying is that's why you were so quiet for like a couple minutes earlier, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna talk to.
Yeah.
I will cover
Yeah.
this.
That would have been I I use my SNES controller and I have it set on my L button. Well, I had the controller upside down in my hand, didn't realize it, so I was pushing the R button and I'm like, wow, Walkix is being like super rude tonight.
Oh my goodness. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just working with what I've got.
Yeah, no, it wasn't you. It was that I was talking to myself.
Also, I too have my push to talk set to L on my SNES controller.
Well, I dropped it earlier and just picked it up and didn't even think like, oh, check and make sure you don't have it upside down in your hand. Won't be making that mistake again. That has to be a key.
No, because maybe it's because he hasn't done the basement chest, so maybe not. Oh, but it is. Just kidding. See,
Yeah,
look,
'cause
I
he
just
needs to get to the back
I doubted Jinxie.
in the harmless hellway that he has to go back to again.
Doubted Jinxie.
I'm gonna start a counter.
Oh yeah,
start charging you every time you doubt me.
Speaking of starting things, let's start the game. I've got this going. All right, big key guessing game. 22 checks. 21 of them are chess. One of them is a torch. Pick which one you think the big key will be in. I got a little bit of a delay because me and Jinxie were having a moment. No big deal. Yeah.
Everybody just stay calm.
Everybody just stay calm. Nobody panic. We're fine. We could also play a game as to where these boots are. Of course, we could also never find the boots.
Very true.
So, Jinxie, where do you think the big key is going to be?
Chess 9. I like the number 9.
Indeed. Indubitably. That is a good chest, I say.
I appreciate you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Even though we've been arguing the entire time?
No, you have been wrong, and I have been correct. Yeah. That is what's happened here.
This is true. This is true. I'm going to go ahead and guess 12. Don't ask me why. Because I don't have a good answer for that. All right, just a couple seconds to get your guesses in if you haven't already, because we're going to stop this game once Carnath enters, and we'll be running this off of Carnath's side, even if Phleck were to get the big key first. Carnath choosing to go to the Hope Room first. Gets them 50 rupees and that small key. And then I'm gonna choose to take this over to the Compass Room. In this instance, it is faster to do the right chest first and then head over left. But no harm, no foul.
I like the right side play.
It seems to be probably the most common, I would think, at this point. I see more and more runners are using right side or using, Compass Room to then go full left. Our tracker, by the way, chose 15. Shoutouts to our tracker, by the way, Yonker's wife. You have been really good for us so far.
For sure.
Number 3 and 4, just bombs. Number 5, a heart container. 620 rupees, so not right side this time. While Phleck, meanwhile, picking up their 7th crystal, going to be making their way up Ganon's Tower now.
So Phleck goes full left. Or straight tile room.
It'll make up time. Still going to probably be a little bit behind in all scenarios at this point, unless it is tile room, but Definitely could have the opportunity to make time. Just another shield up there on the torch, so not picking that up. That was number 7, by the way.
It was.
So how would you feel if boots were in the very last chest after Moldorm 2?
Probably in the big chest.
I mean, if they're in the big chest, if you're either of these runners and say you get the big key behind Ice Armos, do you check the big chest and be like, maybe I have a boots advantage for the gauntlet?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, that would be a play for sure. Coming up on number 13. Carnath having a little trouble with that chest. Gets another small key though. Meanwhile, Phleck is going to be in Ganon's Tower here shortly, so still not over for sure. Please be careful, Phleck. I do not want to jinx that.
You rang.
Jinxie, please.
Sorry.
No, that was really good.
Where is this big key? It's not in the first 17 chests. Very nice damage boost over that.
Phleck, by the way, just going Hoperum and is now going to take it left, so could potentially save a little bit of time here. But would need the big key at this point to be behind Ice Armos, which would still be advantage Carnath.
Full right could have been the play.
Full right could have been the play.
Just 18. Just 20 bucks.
Phleck down to 2 hearts. That's something we've seen a lot from both runners today. Meanwhile, the blue potion in both of their inventories still sits there. Ooh, nice red mail. Oh my god, it is on tile
room.
Wow.
I'm done. I quit. Done.
Can't quit yet. Can't
quit.
Can't leave. Can't bail on me now, Jinxie.
I feel like I've cursed the runners with tile room.
So we also didn't find the boots.
Because they're in the big chest.
Because they could. We also didn't find silver arrows. Like, where could the arrows have been?
I told you, those are in bonk rocks.
Oh my goodness.
That's I was playing across keys earlier and it was going so nicely and I knew things had to go horribly wrong and my Ganon was behind Aga 1 and my big key for Thieves Town, which I needed for Go mode at like an hour and 35 in, was an uncle that was behind Agatu.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. So I'm already salty at this game, making them do just 22. I'm like, you know what? That's too far. Too far.
All right, so congrats, by the way, to Hunter Merrick being the first person to guess 22, getting the 23 points for getting the correct guess with the big key guessing game. Meanwhile, stop me if you've heard this, Carnath down to 2.5 hearts.
And a blue potion.
And a blue potion.
And 7 arrows.
I think he'll be fine with the arrows.
Not with the BMOS. My God, use your potion!
This potion is staring both these rows.
And doesn't even have powder, so I mean, like, oh my. Oh my. He's gonna use the cape.
The cape has not let him down yet. So, I'm not surprised.
Oh my gosh. Phleck down to 3.5 hearts.
We used a blue potion! We've done it, chats. Blue potion.
Wait, what? Okay.
Blue potion
Okay.
used. 1 hour and 37 minutes and some odd sections. We have finally used one of our blue potions.
That is what we should have done the bets on. Yeah, he couldn't even bomb himself over. Oh, look, a fairy.
Rude.
Oh, that's so
It could
rude.
oh, tried to catch it too.
Oh, rip. Phleck, just go 22. Do it. He's doing it. He listened.
Oh my god.
God. He's going to wait till the last tile goes and just go over to right side. Just
Please
to mess
don't.
with me. I feel like he's been messing with me this entire race.
But again, another call by Phleck. Phleck has really this entire seed made some, some of the calls haven't worked out, but he's definitely taken his chances in this seed. From the Aga 1 play to almost Galaxy braining the pod big key. Now he's doing tile room before the right side, which works out in his favor. So big shout outs to Phleck for, taking chances this seed.
Well, I feel like he took that gamble mostly because opening the flute and well, no, he didn't get the flute, but getting the bow in Eastern, kind of thinking, oh no. Well, no, I think he still thinks this was an Aga play because he didn't pick up the flute. Or did
Yeah,
he?
I mean,
yeah.
No,
did he get the flute?
No, he skipped flute entirely. Carnath, by the way, already done with the the thing where you defeat all the enemies. Phleck, though, out of arrows. Can be careful. Oh, that's unfortunate. So what happened to Phleck right there is he got the sprite overload where the arrows underneath the pot did not spawn. And so Phleck now... Oh, he's gonna save a quick. No,
No,
do
you have the shovel.
it!
You have the shovel.
That's bad. All right. Well, all of a sudden, Carnath's lead has grown substantially because of that play. Unfortunately,
I don't understand what Phleck is doing.
this is probably going to be a play over to upgrade fairy.
Still no boots.
Still no boots. So for those of you in chat wondering what happened, Phleck ran out of arrows doing the Mimics room in GT. Got the unfortunate situation where the sprite just too many sprites on the screen, so the 5 arrows didn't spawn underneath the pot. Rather than leaving GT and just trying to dig for some arrows or maybe looking for some arrows in GT, which there are some, saved and quit, going to buy the arrow upgrade, and is now going to have to trek back up.
There's the boots.
Game, we're going to need to have a talk.
So rude.
So
rude.
if you have Carnath on your fantasy team, you're probably thinking, man, this is going to be good because 0 bonks, man, I'm going to be getting some big fantasy points there.
Once he just starts bonking into the wall after Agate 2 dies.
Just to be mean.
Listen, if I'm ever on anybody's fantasy team and it counts the number of bonks, it's going to be in the high 40s. I promise you. Every time. It's like I black out when I'm running. Both in life and in game. Yeah, Pub. Phleck was in GT, ran out of arrows, but must have forgot he had that shovel where he could dig for more, and saved and quit, went down to the upgrade ferry, and then bought some.
So that's Aga 2 down, so we are now on to Ganon. Not Master Sword, Tempered Sword, but no silvers, because why would we find silvers in this seed?
I told you they're in bunk rock.
Because they're as Jinxie said, they're just behind the boots.
Yeah, this seed sucks.
Jinxie says, so it shall be.
That's just, like, imagine having a seed where you get a guaranteed hint where your boots are, and your boots being in the Muldarm 2 chest at the top of Ganon's tower.
Yeah.
In a 7/7, where it's not even like, okay, you only need 2 crystals to open Ganon's tower. No. You need all 7.
So real quick, does Carnath have another bottle with maybe some potion in it? Because
I think he has a green potion.
Okay. I mean, with half magic and the lamp, I'm sure this would still be fine. Look,
Desert.
The arrows were in desert, which Phleck potentially could have gotten, but you're never heading in that direction, anyways. Taking a couple hits, got to be a little careful here. Does not have a potion, or doesn't have a blue potion anymore. Ooh, that was close. Phleck, meanwhile, working their way up the gauntlet. I thought for a moment that Phleck was going to go to their blue potion. Just a couple more spins here by Carnath. Oops, a little unfortunate there. Oh, that green potion.
I thought he had one.
Coming in clutch right there. Whew. Gets it done. Everyone get your GGs in chat for Carnath. Takes down Ganon. and barring a catastrophe, will finish this race in first place. And sure enough, Carnath is our first place winner with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 2 seconds. That was really quick, Carnath. Hi.
How's it going, guys?
I didn't even get enough time to say your time on the air. You're already in. Hi, how's it going? GG.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was fun.
So, thoughts on the boots?
Honestly, when Uncle told me the boots were in Ganon's Tower, I was actually thrilled because I'm kind of bad with boots. I a lot of times forget to dash and end up walking a lot. So knowing I only had to walk the entire seed was...
That's actually... that's a unique way to think about it. I didn't think that, boots and GT, oh, that's good. I don't have to worry. I mean, yeah, that's actually a very nice way to think about that. So you had a blue potion for almost this entire seed, but you put the cape to really good use. I was wondering, were you ever going to use that blue potion? You finally did in Ganon's Tower. Was it just waiting for it, or did you at any point not remember, oh, hey, by the way, I had a blue potion?
No, I was kind of there was a couple times when I probably should have used it when I took a dumb death, but I was trying to save it for the Ganon fight at that point. But going up tower, I'm like, I can't take a death here. I've got to be behind. And then I got to the point, well, I'll use up all my health, all my magic, and then I'll suck it back and go from there.
And it worked out in your favor. And you also made the correct call to go into Eastern Palace. Phleck tried to Galaxy Brain a little earlier and actually did Aga 1 when it ended up being not required. So did you think at all that, you maybe... Did Aga 1 ever enter your mind in the early game when you were given, 3 swords and the lamp?
Honestly, because my first race, actually, I had to do that. I had to go do Aga, and I did it super early. I think I did it at 3 minutes in.
Wow.
But I had the hammer and I had the pearl. I'm like, okay, well, all I need is a glove. So chances are Aga's probably not required.
Yeah, and it ended up being one of the differences in the seed because it gave you both the flutes and the bow, which, I mean, that's the only bow we ended up seeing for both runners, with the other one being in Desert Palace. So, really good call on your part.
I was getting a little frustrated with the lack of mirror, but apparently I was just not going to the right place because I didn't want to do DM 3 times, but I still ended up doing it 3 times.
Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, when you had... Because by the time you had done Thieves Town and got your Titan's Mitts, you still had, I believe, all of Pod and all of Ice Palace at your disposal. So, putting off the Dark Death Mountain play when you still don't have Ice Rod or the Cane of Samari at the time, makes total sense. Meanwhile, Phleck, by the way, now on to their Ganon fight. I did notice that Phleck did use their blue potion as well. So shoutouts to Phleck for using that blue potion.
That should have been the bet, when they were going to use the blue potions.
When or if they would have used their
Yeah.
blue potions.
Y'all were working me.
If you watch this back, I think there's multiple times we tell both of you guys to use the blue potion.
Pretty sure I asked why you guys hate me a couple times as well. Like an answer to that.
So any other thoughts on this seed overall, or just how you felt you played Carnath?
Not so many bad decisions, as a couple of my running parts were off. I was going to go back to Dark World to check Northside Death Mountain, Northside Dark World, and I realized, you know what, I could really do Pod and Ice. Why am I wasting time checking chests when I could just do dungeons?
Yeah, and in the end, it got you a win. So, GG's to you. Do you know who the other person on your team is going to be racing for this week?
I can double check that real quick.
Phleck, by the way, did get the torch glitch, and it looks like they're having a pretty clean Ganon fight here. So nicely done on Phleck's part so far.
Yeah, Fleck made up a lot of time considering he left GT to go buy more arrows and then come back.
Yeah, this would have been a much closer race in that situation.
Well, I'm glad to currently be defeated myself.
Hey, that's all you can ask for. You know, you just do your part, get the wins. Good job. GG's to you. And GG's to Phleck taking down Ganon. Everyone get your GG's in chat for Phleck, who put up a really valiant effort in this race. Just a couple of things didn't quite go their way.
Made up a substantial amount of time though, considering did Aga win when it wasn't required.
Phleck, by the way, finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 48 seconds. We're going to see about getting them in for an interview.
So yeah, looks like the other runner from my team is Kuchiri.
All right. Well, good luck. I see Phleck is in our setup room, so we should be getting Phleck here momentarily. Carnath, I think your teammate in chat might be trying to contradict you about who's racing.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Phleck, GG's.
I do not deserve that.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do.
That was awful.
It was a tough race, but you still performed very admirably.
I appreciate it.
You definitely made some, pretty. I don't want like I've got a word in my head, but I don't want to say it. But you've made some really interesting calls that almost gave you advantages. You tried to Galaxy Brain Aga 1. Did you know that in the end it actually wasn't required?
I didn't. No, I wasn't really paying attention.
I mean, because the flute actually ended up being in the Eastern Palace Big Chest, which gave you access to Death Mountain to get that glove. But in the end, I don't think that would have been what costed you the race here. I mean, because it gave you the opportunity when you did go up the mountain to get your Titan's mitts, and thus you were able to do Dark Death Mountain, giving you the ability to do Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's actually probably where I lost like the most amount of time. I felt was the million deaths in TR and just not. Yeah, it was bad. Felt so behind after TR.
Yeah, I mean that ended up being a little unfortunate. I mean, you eventually used your blue potion, which you had almost the entire seed. I don't remember where we got it, but it was really early on. Was it a matter of just not wanting to use your blue potion in that instance, or did you maybe not remember that you had it?
No, I knew I had it throughout the whole thing. I was just kind of holding on to it for when I really needed it, but I needed it or the places where I should have used it are definitely ice dropping in, because that one ice block like really set me back, having me dip in again. Mm-hmm. And then going up through TR was definitely another place that I could have used it, but at the same time it was like, I'm so close to doors, I'll just take the deaths and hold on to it for when I get to GT if I needed it up to climb or something. Because knowing that the boots are there, like I can't go and grab the fairies or anything on the way up to climb is the way that I was thinking. So then I just wanted at least like a safety with me just in case. But not that it really paid out anyways. I ended up using it like right before Aga 2, which I guess was useful in the long run of things, because that could have gone really bad, and then having to climb again, I probably would have just forfeited.
I mean, you powered through those, so GG's to you there. Yeah, I mean, getting the boots in the hint that the boots are in GT, did that affect your decision making at any point?
Just like places not to check, like not checking Lumberjack, knowing that I don't have to do like most of the King's Tomb and Bonk Rock and all that jazz. Just, I don't know, not checking the library, because you're never going to get those items. It's never going to be a progression thing. unless the seed's like really mean and decides to put like hookshot there or something weird.
That would have really have been mean, and yeah, that's a little unfortunate that had that happen. But I mean, you definitely showed a lot of skill. Obviously, you talk about some of your unfortunate deaths in Turok, but kind of other places, you definitely made up a lot of time as you climbed GT. Because you only lost by about 5-6 minutes, which take out the fact that you went back to Upgrade Fairy to buy arrows.
Ugh.
And I mean, this could have been within 1 or 2 minutes. So,
Yeah.
congrats. You definitely did well to make up a lot of time.
That was probably the worst part of the whole climb, was getting into the Mimics 2, and then the arrows not spawning under the pot. Because all I needed was the 5 arrows there in order to finish them up.
Yeah, and that's a really unfortunate situation. And we hear in the commentary booth where we're screaming like just take out your shovel, dig, try to dig up some arrows as opposed to saving and quitting. Unfortunately,
no, I was definitely tilted at that point in time. I was like, where do I get arrows? Oh yeah, I can go buy them.
And because it doesn't happen very often, you don't think about it. So in your mind, you're like, okay, where is a quick way I can get arrows? And like you said, oh, Upgrade Fairy, I know where that is. Boom, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you definitely made up a substantial amount of time going up the tower after coming back.
Yeah, it was not a bad climb. Landmo 2 wasn't the best, but I got him on the second phase, which is good. Having to climb GT, or like having to climb the mountain after you've already found the big key, though, feels bad. That was definitely a feels bad.
Yeah, that I can see.
And not like thinking about it after the fact. Yeah, not using shovel or anything to dig up arrows instead. That would have been a lot better.
But hey, I mean, you Galaxy Brain that big key on in Tile Room.
Yeah, that was definitely I feel behind.
That's fair.
I got like a 1 in 5 chance at that point.
It worked in your favor, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And
it was like
we also thought you were going to Galaxy Brain Pod, because we knew where the big key was in Pod and Harmless Hellway, and it seemed like you were going straight there. And then, unfortunately, you made the left turn.
Yeah, and then it ended up being my last check through the whole thing. And that's actually really funny, because that was one of the... I was thinking about that as I'm going by. I'm like, no, chances are it's going to be a key. It's always a key. And then when it's a key, it's the big key.
It was a key, unfortunately, just not the one you needed. One that needed, unfortunately. Any last thoughts here, though? I mean, you guys both put up really good races.
Not really. Just GG's to Karn. That was a lot of fun. Just my bad playing kind of set me behind in certain regards, but hopefully we get a chance to play again.
I look forward to it. And I think with that, we're going to call it. Again, if you haven't already, follow both of these runners, please. carnathfd and phleck. Both of them put on a very good race tonight. And while you're at it, also give our follows to our tracker, Yoinker's wife, my co-commentator, Jinx Girl. Everyone here deserves your follows.
Including wall kicks, even though he's wrong most of the time.
I was wrong a lot in this seed, unfortunately. But luckily, I had Jinxie next to me, and Jinxie's always right.
It's the second time you said that tonight. I really like this.
See?
But yes, thanks everybody for tuning in. Be sure to catch more of the Challenge Cup. Nope, this isn't Challenge Cup.
Nope, not Challenge Cup. This is the league.
Yep. Nope, this is the league. Yeah, sorry, I'm still stuck in the Challenge Cup. This for more of the league matches. Lots of coverage on Speed Gaming, so be sure to tune in anytime you're bound to catch one of the races on. So thanks again for tuning in.
Yep, and we pick back up tomorrow at 2:10 Eastern Daylight Time. So be looking forward to that, and have a good rest of your evening, everyone. We'll see you again.